Surprise, surprise. Hey to the people, what's going on? It's me, Chase. This is No Chaser TV. This is No Chaser TV. What's going on, everybody? Hell of a week, eh? I mean, we have been on a Bravo bender since BravoCon. Say that three times fast, right? So much news has happened within the Bravo sphere, and No Chaser TV has been around the clock updating you on all of the teas. And so we'll go ahead and keep doing that. But in the meantime, we have other business to get into because we have to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we're going to do that right now. We should have done that a couple of days ago. But I mean, every time you turned around, it was something, 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 bombs blowing off. Ooh, I hope I don't get taken down for saying that because they petty on YouTube. But it was just little fires everywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about these Real Housewives of Salt Lake City now because we have a lot to get into later. The lounge is open, just like Mary's Church. So why don't you go ahead and come on in and let's talk about everything that we're talking about today in regards to the Housewives of Salt Lake City. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bells because sometimes I just go live and talk about it when it's on my spirit and on my heart to talk about the people. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the girls. And we start off. Whitney has all of the ladies over her house except for Lisa Barlow and Meredith. And her house smells like shit. Let's just call it what it is. The house stinks. She says it's because she opened up some broccoli, and the broccoli, is just smelling all kinds of foul. Um, the ladies do their hair and tease it like Britney's infamous high body count hair, as this party is to lift up Britney's spirits and say, hey, maybe we've gone too far. Maybe everything has escalated to a situation to where it's going into team too much territory, i.e., the situation that the ladies are accusing Meredith of doing with Brittany on the airplane as well. I don't hear anybody talking about how the way they treated Brittany on the boat, but whatever. The airplane, the boat wasn't enough, which I thought it was, but the airplane was where it boarded into team too much territory for the ladies. So they're throwing this, to basically absolve themselves of being the mean girls that they have been to Brittany, whether y'all feel like Brittany deserves it or not, whether y'all feel like Brittany asks for it or not. Who asks for someone to do some of the things that the ladies have done? Nobody asks for that. I don't give a damn who you are, what you've done. You don't ask for that. Yeah, you ask for a response. You might get a good cussing out, but if what they're saying that Meredith did on the plane is true, then nobody deserves that. I mean, I've seen them take her personal property and throw it over a boat. Nobody deserves that. Uh, Throwing things at her, nobody deserves that. And so I don't stand with anyone who says that because of this, you deserve that. Now, I do think because of this, don't be surprised if that happens, but do you deserve it? I can't full fledged and wholeheartedly say you deserve to be treated a certain type of a way. I'm just not that girl. I can't do it. Because to me, there is a such thing as going too far for me. All right. So we move forward. Angie says, good thing we had the hairspray because it was starting to smell like broccoli fart in here and it covers the scent up. And Mary looks at Angie like, did you say fart? Like, what is it with Mary and passing gas? Like, what? Like, I know that, that's a funny thing, I guess, to people. That's never really been funny to me. Like, I don't live. Like, I don't live. Like, why is that a running gag? Farts. I don't know. I think it's a bit sophomoric for me. Like, I just am not a girl who goes for the farts. I just IDK. Brittany walks in and she's completely surprised. Bronwyn set up a mobile teddy bear station for her to pick out a bear. And then, she goes and teases her hair, and all of the girls give Bronwyn bears with messages in them akin to the one that Jared gave her on the trip before she went on the trip. Now, Mary's teddy bear didn't have a message, and that's because her and Brittany got into it on the boat. And Mary said that Brittany wasn't cool. I don't think you're cool. And Brittany was Mary was going through her Mary Reed, and Brittany called Mary the least Christ-like person she has ever met. Mary says she's being cordial because Meredith did her big one on Mary and was kicking that girl chair after and sprained her toe and was yelling in that girl ear and doing all the the things that she was doing and pretending as if now she ain't did nothing to the girl. Um, it's funny that Brittany says that because a lot of the viewers say that, and there are times that Mary is mean, and that's not Christ-like. But I think what's more Christ-like is when you have those moments, how you come back from them, how you atone for yourself, how you take accountability for yourself. Because Christ-like, to be Christ-like, is to not be perfect all the time. Yes, you strive to be perfect in His image, but the picture of Christ is forgiveness. Yeah. Should I go on down the road? Do I need to preach a sermon? Because if you fail or you fall, it doesn't matter how many times you fall down, it's how you get back up. And that is rooted in forgiveness of yourself for falling short of God and His will and all the things in accordance too. So, Brittany saying that that's the least Christ-like person she's ever met. I can understand how she would feel that way, but I mean, depends on your understanding of Christ, I would assume, right? Um, it was funny nonetheless. Didn't even know that happened. So much happened on the boat, they couldn't even squeeze that in. And that's how bad Brittany was getting her ass kicked on that boat. Anywho, Bronwyn says Meredith said that the girls and Brittany are fabricating what happened and everybody's shocked. Heather tells the group that Lisa said that she didn't do shit and she isn't going to be taking the blame for this one. And Heather says if they don't take accountability, then it's going to be a problem for them moving forward in the group. Bronwyn isn't wearing her wedding ring, and she tells the ladies about her putting Todd out of the house for attempting to gaslight her after he got caught down on social media looking at other hoes on his phone. Now, they haven't spoken for a few days. I don't know how I feel about this because does Todd deserve the respect that he's asked Bronwyn for? I.e., do not talk about us in front of these people who I don't like and you shouldn't trust either. And she continuously goes down and does it. Like, to me, it feels like a person pushing for a divorce. We'll get into that in just a few moments. Mary meets with Robert Jr. and he was high. I don't know if he was high, but he seemed high to me. Like, he seemed high. Was it just me? Lounge? I felt like he was high. Anyway, they're in the renovated church now. Is it me? What did the church look like before? I don't know, Diva. 2 years for that. Uh, 2 years for all of this. Hating on this. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. Robert Jr. went to Malibu and talks about his AA meeting. He says that all of his friends have relapsed. Mary gets emotional, and you can tell she's scared. I don't know if that was a whistle for that, he has relapsed too, but he was definitely high off something, in my opinion. Mary says that she's going to invite all of the girls to church. Lisa and John go out, and Lisa says John irritated her so bad when she was trying to tell Henry her thoughts. He shoots back, were you trying to tell your thoughts to Henry, or were you teaching him how to think? She didn't like that he tried her in front of her son. He tried to son her in front of her son, and she said, Henry says, yeah, mom, you should say it different. She felt undermined and not validated by her husband in the moment. John is an asshole for that. And it also gives me that Lisa, like, they make jokes about Lisa behind her back, like, you know how your mom is, you know how good, you know how she is, Maybe they should have had a conversation about how they were going to approach Henry about whatever the situation was before she went into her diatribe and started speaking to him about things. But he definitely didn't have to step on her toes that way, or he could have offered an alternate opinion in a different way. But to outright say what he said lets me know, and the way that he scoffed and laughed lets me know that he purposely undermines her to get back at her for the things that he feels that she does to him. So it's a circle of petty that is not going to revolve, and they both keep pointing the fingers at each other as opposed to pointing a finger at themselves and listen to what the other party is saying that they do that they don't like and changing the behavior. They need a professional, because this looks bad. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good at all. John says Lisa doesn't listen, and Lisa cuts him off to let him know that she does listen and lets him know that he doesn't listen either, actively showing that she does not indeed listen. John says he doesn't listen to 90% of what she's saying half the time anyway. And if they aren't on the same page, it's because they aren't on her page. So there you have it. That is why John goes and undermines her the way that he can, because that's how he fights back. Because she doesn't listen to him. He says all they talk about is business, almost as if they have nothing else to talk about in their marriage. And that hurts Lisa to her core because she doesn't feel the same way. Lisa, baby, listen to your husband. Listen to your heart. Listen to your husband. He is telling you. I don't know. They need a professional. They need some help. It's looking bad. It's looking bad. Brittany meets Jared, and Justin told Jared that Brittany was flirting her butt off with all the men on the boat. She said that they're on a break, so why does he care? That was her in the moment wanting him to say, I do care, and I love you, and I hate that you're doing this. Stop doing this to me, and let's be together. Instead, he says that they slowed things down to work on things, but obviously not. Brittany says that she went through a lot recently and he doesn't care. He hugs her and says, you know what, I apologize. And then makes it back about the conversation again. And Brittany says that Jared can't commit. Jared says that Brittany is unstable. He says she runs away every 5 seconds when things get tough. Brittany asks, what does he want to do? And he says, you want an answer, but you just got off a boat and you're supposed to be on a 30-day cleanse from me. And what does she do? When he socks it to her ass, she runs. Jared goes after her as she cries that she wants to feel safe. Jared feels it's unfair and would like to figure this out. Brittany says he never gives her a straight answer. She asks him, does he want to be exclusive or not? He says that she is very confusing, and they walk away. He says, you want me to be your boyfriend. How about you be stable for more than 5 minutes? Well, if she's so unstable, why do you keep going back, Jared? Why do you keep bothering? If you don't want me, don't talk to me. Free yourself. Why do you keep going back? Why were you at Bravo Con? It's because you want to be on this show, and I think that's what this is at this point. Also, I must say, is it too much Brittany? Absolutely, it's too much Brittany. You know, listen, I can side with Brittany and feel like they've been picking on her and feel like they have been unnecessarily nasty to her. There's a difference. Unnecessarily nasty to her, but I can also put my foot down and say, I don't even want to see a Brittany and Jared scene. The reason why I don't want to see a Brittany and Jared scene is because I don't want to see nobody who's a mama who daughter say she don't give two raggedy nickels about her enough to put the man down for 30 freaking days to build a relationship, and you get fresh off the boat where somebody didn't put you on the air. They bullied you on the boat. You get on the airplane and get bullied. You get off the boat and you go straight into another bullying situation with your man. Girl, you are male-centered because the first thing you didn't do was think to grab a hold and cling on to your children. The first thing you thought to do was grab a hold to a piece of man that don't want hide no hair of you and told you every time things get tough, you run every 5 minutes. out the door and he said it to you, and what you did, you ran out the door and within those 5 minutes. Girl, I don't want to see this. This is embarrassing. You ought to be embarrassed that you are a male-centered, male-first type of person, that you can't focus on yourself or your children. So do I want to see her with Jared in a solo scene? Answer no. It's going to be an answer no for me. I don't want to see the shit. Just got to be honest. Just got to be honest. But Jared, also, if you don't want me, go ahead and free yourself. Hey, y'all. Hey to the people in the lounge. I hate when I do this. I have a cousin like, when I do this because I can't see it. I have a cousin like her, male-centered, and it's so annoying. Like, girl, stand up. Stand up, Brittany. Choose yourself and your children. And I promise you, when you put your stuff first, when you put your priorities first, when you put your family first, when you put your business first, when you put your life first, a man is going to come. A man should not be the priority in your life. Your life should be the priority in your life, and a man will come and balance that motherfucker out, because that's how God's going to bless it. Until then, you're going to keep running every 5 minutes and wondering, is he going to be my boyfriend or not? Is he not? Is he going to be my boyfriend? Do you want to be my boyfriend or not? Do you like me? Do you want me? No, he don't like you. No, he don't want you. He like the show. But you're such a dick junkie. Brittany getting on my damn nerves. Brahman and Todd talk finally, as Todd is back in the house. She asked Todd how he's been doing. He says he's been moving and grooving. He been fucking bitches. Let me stop. I don't know if he's been doing that, but he's been moving and grooving. She tells Todd his situation makes her feel not good. This situation, excuse me, makes her feel not good. It's too close to home to the situation that she divulged to the ladies last season about their infidelity, and she didn't know about it and all of the things. And she tells him if he wanted to consider being open or an arrangement, she would evolve with him. You can see Todd squirming in his seat. And this is what I'm talking about with Bronwyn. Maybe this is her way of fighting back. She purposely takes the thing that he does not like and magnifies it. He wants to be discreet. She is on the show. He is there in a supportive capacity, but he recognizes he is not the real housewife. She is the real housewife. Talk about you and yours and whatever you want to talk about, but Diva, don't talk about me. And what does she go ahead and do? She talks about his sexual life, which is an area he probably is going to be a bit hesitant to talk about, most especially with people on your cast accusing him of having gout dick. So, what would make you think an old man with gout dick wants to talk about his sexual life in this capacity on this show? You're doing it to fight back. You're doing it to get a divorce. To me, in my opinion, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, Bronwyn. Bronwyn made a statement recently about content creators and, the bloggers and reviewers saying things and not liking people and then wanting to come up and take a picture with them. I agree. For me, I love all of the girls. I do. I have really no favorites, but I do have some favorites. But I love all of the women of the Real Housewives franchise or on reality TV. I love all of the women. They give us their lives. They give us their truth. They give us their lies. They give us all of the above. But Bronwyn, I do hope that you're willing or able to recognize the difference between whether these people hate you and bash you, or whether people are just critiquing it and calling it like they see in it and calling balls and strikes. I'm not a hit dog and I'm not hollering. I'm just saying that for me, I don't dislike any of the ladies. I don't know the ladies to dislike them, but I'm gonna call out mess if I see it. That's why I review these shows. Okay. Todd admits he was wrong. She tells him there is no weirdness or shame around his sex life. He's looking like, what are you doing? She then tells him she told Whitney, and that gets him even more miffed because he would prefer his sex life to stay in the house. Bronwyn says that her relationship with him and Gwen are important, but her relationships with these ladies are also becoming important as well. It reminds me of a time when my cousin will go back and tell people his side of what happened between us when we were roommates. He would go back and tell people his side of stuff. And I would get very upset because I wasn't telling my side of things. And I was keeping our business in our home. And so if we had issues, I would keep them to myself because I was just raised to keep house business in the house. And so he was going around telling people, and whether he was knowingly doing it or unknowingly doing it, it was shaping a narrative because I wasn't speaking. And I got mad, and he was like, these are my friends and this is my life, and you can't expect me not to share what I'm going through. And I've always felt some type of a way about that, but I have grown to learn to accept that people have to express themselves, and you may not like it that you're involved in the story, but the story is ultimately about them and you're a part of it. And so, can you say that you don't want a person to talk about things? It's not fair. It's not fair. However, I don't feel that Bronwyn comes from that place. I don't. I had to confide into someone. I had to share it with someone, and you confided and shared in Whitney fucking Rose. Choices. This is a good one. Sometimes you're the villain in someone's story, and sometimes you're the hero. I've learned to accept both. That's a good one, David. It's good. Yeah, it's true. I can understand though. Those are embarrassing things for him. I get it. I get it. I get where he's coming from. I also I would understand Bronwyn more if I didn't feel like it was rooted in ulterior motive and maliciousness, and not for the sake of having conversation to navigate how she to discuss how she should navigate situations. It doesn't feel like it's rooted in that to me. It feels like she takes every turn to embarrass him because that's how she fights back because he's so fucking nasty. That's what it feels like. And whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. Anyway, we are at Mary's Pentecostal church. And the reason why I want to say Pentecostal church is because you guys think that she's running a cult. She's just Pentecostal. And that's how they do things. And the door is locked. But there's a camera crew on the inside of the church. This is why people feel like y'all show fake. She came alone because Robert Jr. got in a car high. She says there are good days and bad days, and today wasn't a good day, and she was not going to let him get on that camera in that church and embarrass her down to the thing. I know that's right, girl. Take your high ass back in the house, and I'll deal with you when I get back. Heather and Whitney are on their way, and Whitney is surprised that she was invited. I'm surprised that she was invited too because she's probably one of the co-executive producers on that TLC documentary that we did not post on No Chaser TV because I would not be part of that. Okay. She says Lisa and Meredith coming would be like two whores burning in church. Now, I've never heard that saying before. I always thought it was two hookers sweating in church. Y'all don't play about church in Salt Lake City. Baby Angie K is Mary's real friend, okay? Did y'all see how Aunt Debbie greeted her? Aunt Debbie said, girl, you better come, you better give me a Meredith. That's the friendship. Meredith. Because our long standby Meredith being friends in an allyship with Mary to get back at the other girls. Because the other girls didn't want anything to do with her, or they recognized they were wrong and did not, take the steps to correct it. And Meredith kept throwing Mary in their faces to get back at them. But was it ever a friendship? No. This is a friendship because Aunt Debbie didn't run up to Meredith like that. Anyway, everyone is surprised to see Meredith and Lisa show. Meredith is surprised at their surprise. The girls put on their Pentecostal skirts and got on down to the church. Meredith has a booty on her for her sprained toe, and Heather asks, "Is that from kicking Britani?" And I said, "This bitch, this bitch, yeah." Mary preached a heck of a sermon. She talks about not being invited to her mom's funeral, and she asked the Lord if her mom's soul made it. She then says you have to want to do right. You have to want to be right. Now I agree. There is a gospel song that I love so much by LaShawn Pace, and it's called "Lord Make Me Right." And baby, that song get me going every time. Make me right. I want to be right. I go, creating me a clean heart, creating me a new spirit. Mm-mm-mm. Make me right. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. A word. A word. Come on, Sean. Come on, Durandis. Come on, Sean. Um, she says, whatever you need, go to God. This burden isn't Bronwyn's. And she tells Bronwyn he's going to give her peace if she asks for it. She tells Heather whatever she needs, God is going to give it to her. Meredith, she tells God is going to give you love. Because obviously Seth ain't hitting that thing right. She tells Lisa he's going to give you love too, because obviously John is checked out. And he's also going to give her a sound mind because she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So she basically went down the group and read each girl individually except for Angie. Okay. She said Angie, and Angie said, I'm here with your sister. Preach, sister. Preach, sister. I know that's right, Angie. Get your church in. And she tells Whitney that she has what she needs. And that's powerful. That means to me, after Whitney spent all that money on them Alibaba pieces of shit, trash, she was trying to sell all that Alibaba stuff allegedly. But what she has to turn things around is already there. It's within her. She has what she needs. Everyone is into it, and Lisa is sweating, and Whitney says, see, like I said, two whores burning in church, and the group gathers in a circle as Mary prays, and they dub that hooping and hollering over that, which would have been awkward and cringe. As you can obviously see, she's not doing all that hooping and hollering, but she is passionate about whatever she's praying over that circle. And the episode is over. I know a lot of people said it was boring. I have enjoyed the change of pace in Potomac and Salt Lake this week. I needed a breather. It was heavy. It was jam packed. It was action packed to the point where you're just like, you're just trying to catch you. What was it? Who did what? And I enjoyed this. Even though I read Britney to Hell and Back this week, her scene was good. It's just like it's Britney. I don't really need it. So yes, but I have enjoyed Potomac, and I've enjoyed Salt Lake City. We will have Potomac on either tomorrow night or Monday. We're not sure yet, but we'll have Potomac. We're also going to go ahead and break down all of this Bravo mess. We got a lot of Bravo mess to break down. We got a lot of, yeah, she really is. We got a lot of Bravo tea to talk about, and I have some exclusive tea to spill too. And I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. But I got some tea to spill too, so I'll be doing that. Look out for that. We have some surprises for you for the holiday. And not only do we have surprises for you for the holiday, the following week we start up with Married to Medicine as well, and Beverly Hills, and all of the things. So we got a jam-packed schedule coming up. I'm taking it easy. I need to take it easy. BravoCon and this past week on No Chaser TV has been hectic due to all of the news, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So thank you guys for making us such a success. 23,000 we hit this week on TikTok. We hit 88,000 on Facebook, 6 on Instagram. Thank y'all so much. We're almost at 15 here on YouTube. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. I do greatly appreciate you. This is a good comment here. She is slowly becoming a nucleus, and you can tell some girls don't like it, i.e. Meredith. Get into that tea. Get into those Shanaks. With that being said, my name is Chase. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Follow us around the clock at No Chaser TV on all socials. And I will see you guys pretty soon for the Bravo TCAP. We got a lot to get into. Peace out. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.